Hey, I got a couple of questions for you here. Let's see if you can answer these two questions. Number one, how many unconverted leads do you have? Total number from all of your sources. How many unconverted leads? Give me a guesstimate. How many do you think you have? Do you have 50? Do you have 100, 500, 1,000? How many unconverted leads do you have? How many times have you followed up with them in the last 7 days? What do you want? More leads? Welcome to today's morning meeting. My name's Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single day to help you in growing your business. And today we're going to talk about that because for most agents, the number one way that they screw up is follow-up. They don't have enough follow-up in place. And the reason they don't have follow-up in place is they don't know what to say. Now, I don't want you to mistakenly think that follow-up means phone calls, because I hate phone calls. That is the least effective communication device. It still works. You should still do it. There's a lot better ways to convert. I'm actually talking to you right now, and we're not on a phone call. I could tell you whatever I want to tell you, and we're not on a phone call together. You're not saying, oh, I'm not interested. No, thank you. We're not in a big hurry. My brother's a realtor. You're not doing any of that stuff. You're just listening because it's educational-based information. What if you did that for your buyers and sellers? What if you create content that goes out to all of these unconverted leads to do a better job of helping them, edutainment, okay, education-based entertainment, so you can help them along this path, this journey called buying or selling a home. It's a process. It's not an event, right? This is not something they wake up today and say, oh, you know what? We need to sell our house today. I forgot all about it. Let's make sure we get it done before dinner time today. No, they've been thinking about this for months, and everything has to line up perfectly for those, what you would consider unconverted leads, to be ready to make that big plunge, to make that move. So what I want you to think about today is do a little bit of an audit for yourself. Do a little bit of soul searching on, what do my email sequences look like? What do my text broadcasts look like? What type of Facebook videos or even static image ads, just pictures, am I retargeting to them on Facebook? What am I doing to market myself to stay in touch with these people? So at least a couple times a week, they're getting something from me, because if I can do that, I'm their guy, I'm their gal, I'm their agent. I'm the one that they will go with when that time comes. But you know what happens is a lot of times we become that secret agent, right? Like I got a lead 7 months ago and I didn't know what to say, and I didn't want to call them because it makes them uncomfortable, and it certainly makes me uncomfortable. So I did absolutely nothing. And then I decided that lead wasn't motivated. Tried to call them a couple times, then I ignored them forever. So if you do a little bit of research here and you first of all start to think, okay, how many leads do you have total? How many contacts have they had from you in the last 7 days? Now you found the problem. We've addressed that issue for your real estate business, but we have to look at what's really missing there. If I were to write out 7 emails, if I were to write out 15 emails, what kind of content would I talk about? What things could I talk about? You know, what are some of the important mindset questions that there? Should I sell my home first? I can't list my home because I don't know where I'm going to move. Well, I'm going to start looking around, but I can't buy that house because I'm going to have a home to sell. I certainly can't afford 2 mortgages, but I can't sell this home first and not know where I'm going to go. That's what comes up for them. That's a whole topic in itself. Should I buy first or sell first? Well, I'm thinking, you know, I got to get rid of that pink room and we need to replace this carpet. And man, I got so much decluttering and that's around. Yeah, we need to sell, but I'm nowhere near ready. That's something that comes up for them. So you need to do a topic about that. There's, should I sell in the wintertime or is it better in the summertime? I think once the leaves are nice and the flowers are out, I think that's the best time for me to sell, right? I don't want to sell when there's snow on the ground or when it's really cold and nasty and dreary. And, you know, I want, there's a lot more people that are looking at that time, and people are out having picnics. I don't know why they say that all the time. They think open houses work because people are going, when was the last time you or any human you've ever met has went on a picnic? I don't know why all for sale by owners think that's what's going to happen if the weather's nice. But this is what's going on in their mind. So you need to make sure that you have that type of information in front of them to stay in touch for when that time comes. What you don't want to say is, hey, I was just calling you to follow up and see if you guys are about ready to make a move yet. That's the dumbest thing you can do. That's a salesperson trying to make a sale. You are not an advisor trying to give advice. You're a salesperson trying to make a sale. So do a little bit of an audit on your business model right now for the current leads that you have. Maybe you're doing a bad job with them. So the last thing you want to do is bring in more leads. You already suck at conversion. Please don't speed up the rate at which everybody in town finds out you suck. Like, let's not get more leads if we're already doing a bad job with our current leads. Let's fix that, because I know you deserve to be successful. I know you'll do a good job when you get in front of them. But man, we get uncomfortable. Like, we don't want to feel pushy, right? I don't want to call them every Friday and say, I was just calling all of my leads here. Like, the last thing you want to do is call them a lead. I'm calling all my leads here to see if you guys were about ready yet. I just wanted to follow up. When do you think you will be ready? Like, it's very uncomfortable to do that. It would be like my doctor calling me up saying that he's just calling all of his past patients. What the hell's a past patient? I thought I was your patient. I just haven't been sick in a while. You know, agents will say, my past clients. What the hell are they your past client? Think they're your inactive clients. You don't call them your past client. If my doctor ever said that I'm his past patient, what? When did I not become your patient? I assume I'm your patient if I see you in the grocery store. I'm your past patient. But again, agents aren't really thinking through how they're communicating with these prospects. They're not thinking through the sequential order. Don't give too much credit for the amount of attention that they're going to pay to you. You already know, and you can tell inside any email provider that you have, about 30 or 40% of your emails are even opened. And about 10% of those are clicked through. So 30 to 40%, what that means is if you email your client 10 weeks in a row, they got 3 emails from you. Let me give you that again. If you email them 10 weeks in a row, they got 3 emails from you because you have a 30% open rate. Don't give too much stock to the amount of attention they're actually paying to you. They open what they want to and what they have to. Everything else is in the morning clean out. Check, 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 check. Delete. Now let me see what I got. That's what happens every single day with every single person in America. So I want you to step back for a second, look at your business as an outsider. If I were coming to you as an advisor today and I said, show me what happens with all of the leads you've generated over the last 2 years. Most generally, there's not much there. The worst thing you know what's worse than nothing? There is something that's worse than doing nothing at all. Using your company or the lead provider's drip email campaigns that suck. They suck. They suck with 5 U's. That's how bad they suck. They're like the most bland, neutral to everyone, doesn't even really talk about buyers or sellers, just says spring is here. And if you've considered buying or selling, make sure it's garbage. So you have to have good quality content. You have to know how to communicate with your prospects and provide them with valuable, when they're done reading it, they need to say, man, I'm really glad I got that. That helped me a lot. I learned something there. Because you know a lot more about real estate than your prospects ever will. I don't care if the guy's a brain surgeon. You know more than he does about real estate. I don't care if he's a brain surgeon, a rocket scientist, and lives in a $9 million luxury home. You still know more about real estate sales than he will ever know, or she. So educate him on that. Now, if you got questions about your brain, you can ask him. If he has questions about real estate, he needs to think of asking you. So it's your job to have that information in front of him or her or both or whatever the case is, to be that advisor so that they do decide to work with you whenever that time comes. Do a little audit. Look at what's happening with all of your unconverted leads, past clients, sphere of influence, whatever. I call them inactive clients. See what you're doing as far as consistent follow-up, staying in touch with them. They'd prefer you not call them. So don't think you need to add in a bunch of phone calls. If you ask them, they'd say, no, I'd prefer you not. Shoot me a text, send it to me an email, mail it to me, whatever. But no, I'd prefer not. I'm pretty busy. Give it to them how they want it, but you got to have something in place for them. All of the sequences that I provide for you, if you look on the members website, I believe it's under resources. If you look at some of the email follow-ups and sequences and things that you can utilize to get a higher response rate, I think you'll find that that will help you tremendously. By the way, if you're not an Inner Circle member, check out the video description under here. to get some information on how you can grow your business. And there'll even be an offer in there with that training. Surprise, surprise. But either way, make sure you're following this channel and you ring the bell. You turn on notifications as well. So take a look at that today. Step back out of your business, all the busy stuff you got and the home inspection and the webinar you wanted to be on and got a closing today and you're trying to find a house for this person and everything else. Step back for a minute. Tell me what happens with your unconverted or uncultivated leads. What do you do with them? When was the last time they heard from you? And how often are they getting helpful content from you? Because calling them today and saying, hey, I was just following up with you to see if you were, that is not helpful content. That does not qualify as follow-up at all. That qualifies as high pressure sales trying to convert a lead. You need to follow up with them with helpful content. I'm Greg Luther. Thanks so much for joining today. Have a profitable weekend. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye for now.